January transfer window is opened. Exciting times. Oh, actually though, Lee, you better lock up Fete up, mate, and just tell him it's February. Hello? Oh, Shanghai Shenhua, how you doing? Lewis Potter. Oh, come on, you guys know the Wizard's a favourite of mine, and he pops up with some important goals as well. On the other hand, everybody has their price. You have a deal. Hi guys, I'm Aussie Villain. Welcome to Season 6, Episode 9 at Brentford as we follow in Dean Smith's footsteps. Today we are playing Chelsea in the Premier League, and then we have an FA Cup 4th round tie against Championship Hull City. But the big news since last episode is that the Wizard, King Lewis Potter, has left us to go to China. He's a favourite of mine. There's no getting around that. And I do think he's underrated. He has just really good striker attributes. He's got good decent finishing, decent composure, good off the ball movement. He's got good physical stats. I just think I like him. But when China comes calling, sometimes you've just got to take the call. And it was 17.5 million off to Shanghai Shenhua. We got 5 or so really good seasons out of him. We more or less quadrupled our money. 17.5 million. It's a lot for a player that was essentially backup to the backup. So, he has left us 89 league appearances, 19 goals. Let me know what you think of him in the comments. As I said, I think he was a useful player for us, but it's a lot of money. Now, we have 3 games to catch you up on. Actually, one thing I did want to show you is, because it is obviously the January transfer window, we do have a little bit of money in the bank. The board did increase our funds. Plus that and the Wizard money, you can see we've got 34.5 million. We do have about 100 grand a week we can spend in wages, but I don't want to get to. I mean, we could possibly buy a decent player, 34 million and 100 grand a week, but I'm a little bit wanting to keep some money in the bank. Partly the reason for that is Hannibal Mabry has signed an extension, 92 grand a week he's now on. So a lot of our better players are wanting to be paid as if they're Champions League players now. So that 100 grand a week will go very quickly if we have to keep offering players new contracts to keep them happy. So it's fantastic news that Mabry signed a new contract, essentially double your money. And but that obviously eats into the wage budget. Now, there is 3 games to catch you up on since last episode. The first one was a FA Cup 3rd round tie against Plymouth. Now, given we have the 4th round tie coming up today, the result's not going to surprise you, but let's see how we got there. We took the lead late in the first half when Matt Keach pounced on Palaversa's flick on. And we secured the tie midway through the second half with Jesus Vazquez's first for the club. This was a really good dominant performance. You can see that from the match stats and the player ratings. 2-0, Keach and Vazquez with the goals. And we gave a lot of debuts in this one, or certainly some players that don't usually play. Mayhew got a game in centre of defence, did a good job. We gave a debut to Rivas. Now, Rivas is the player that we've registered in the squad to replace the Wizard leaving. He's a really good young centre-back, so I don't think we need any more sort of wide attacking players. So we've put Rivas in the squad, and we'll hopefully see a little bit more of him. Other players to make their debut: Morrow, who came through our youth intake last season, absolutely smashing it in the under-19s, put him in under-23s, was doing well there, so we gave him this game, and to be honest, he did fine, did quite well. You can see there again, very high potentially. We'll try and keep developing him. We gave Bangura a game up top. He partnered Matty Veach up there, which was good to see him get another goal as well. He's coming along nicely now. And 2 other debutants on the bench. We gave Stevens a game. You may remember, we signed him from Coventry, I think it was, for about 30 grand. He was transfer listed there for some reason. So he made his debut for us. And also making his debut, another player that came through our youth intake in Jody Sadler. And again, he's been doing really well. Came off the bench and looked lively. So really happy with that result. Next up, we played Brighton in the Premier League. Hannibal Mabry got us off to the perfect start with a goal of the season contender. But Brighton were quickly level when we failed to clear our lines. And then went in front at half-time with a wonderful free kick, before extending their lead after the break with another great strike. Fete pulled one back, but it was only a consolation. This was a frustrating one. Brighton always seemed to give us a hard time. We scored in the first minute, we scored in the last minute, and in between we had a mistake and we suffered 2 wonder goals. It was just a little bit of a disappointment, this one. But like I say, Brighton, they're a good team. They always give me a hard time. And yeah, we dropped some points on the road, which could happen, I suppose. Our final game to catch you up on was against struggling Leicester City. Now, before this game, they sacked their manager, so we're up against the caretaker. That usually causes problems, doesn't it? Let's see how we did. Vassie pounced on a poor header to give us the lead in first half stoppage time, before Palaversa played him in for his second moments later. Ndedi crossed for Bangura to get his first for the club, before Palaversa teed up Manuel Farai to make it 4-0. Although Leicester managed to pull one back. So this was a really, really good rebound performance for us. It was a tightish game, but we obviously did deserve it. You can see that from the player ratings. Vassie with 2 goals in first half stoppage time. Bangura with a goal, and Farai as well to cap it off at the end there. They pulled one back, and a nice goal it was as well. But ultimately, we were just a little bit too good for them. Yeah, and I'd be concerned if I was a Leicester fan in this one, to be honest, because they really didn't see any sort of reaction. I'll have a quick look at what this means for the league table. Now, we do have a game in hand, which is this Chelsea game. If we win that, we go up to second. We're 10 points off top right now. Obviously, a win here will take that back to 7, but Chelsea's not going to be easy. So, we don't want to count chickens just quite yet. But you can see we've got a nice little 9-point gap back to 5th. So we're looking decent right now for Champions League football next season. Of course, this season we've got just a small matter of Barcelona coming up. And this is the FA Cup 4th round tie coming up second in this episode as well. Away to Hull City, as I said. Let's go and have a look and see what we're doing here, though, against Chelsea. We are the favourites for this one. We've only won 2, drawn 4, and lost 7 against Chelsea historically. They're a Roberto Mancini coach side. He's a good coach, just apart from motivating, isn't he? Otherwise, he's very, very decent indeed. An attacking, passing style of play. We're expecting this sort of formation. Now, Holzak is someone who has scored a lot against us in the past. We can see Dean Smith, Nottingham Forest, did one on them last time out. A little bit narrow, perhaps, when they defend, but they do like to attack with the width of the field. Passing network is there. Key passes are there. And let's have a look at the team that we're sending out. It is Pickford in goal. It's Vazquez, McKenna, Soleil and Bogle as the back four. Madio and Rambleson go in midfield. It's Ndedi, Mabry and Nassari. He's back fit. He gets the start on the left-hand side. He's left-footed. He should be decent out there. Let's just see. I wonder if we should play him as an inside forward. I don't know what to do with him. It's really frustrating. I can see he's a really good player. I just can't quite figure out what to do with him. And it's going to be Fetayap going up top. Hopefully his goal-scoring form will continue. So we can see the way they've come out. As expected, Holzek, Lukaku and Sane is quite the attacking trio up top, isn't it? They've got a lot of good players in there to Chelsea. All right, what do we want to say to this? Expect to pick up where they left off. We're the favourites. I mean, I don't know if we're a good team, aren't we? I still look at it as though, we're little Brentford. But we're a good team. So let's hope we can show that here and get one on Chelsea. It's one of these where I always think, we'll take a point. But at home, given where we are in the table, we should probably be hoping for a little bit more than that. Here we go with Chelsea playing out from the back. Tar, of course, Everton legend from FM19. Sane looking to go on a run. Bogle is there. I do worry a little bit about Bogle versus Sane. Soleil comes across. Can he close him down? Ball to the back post. Holzak with the head up. Vazquez with the clearance. And we've just about got away with that. I don't know why I hit calm down. Didn't mean to do that. Sane with a free kick. Ball in. It's headed away. Here we go. Chance to hit them on the break. Nassari gets past one. Plays it out wide there for Ndedi. What can Ndedi do? Do we have somebody in the middle for him? He jinks past his man. Pull it back. It's there for Fetayap. And credit where it's due. A really, really good block by the defender there. But you just expected Fetayap to bury that. Ndedi with the corner. Back post. It's not a down. Mabry's shot is blocked. And are we going to find ourselves hit on the break here? No, we are not. Turns out the calm down shout wasn't too bad. We'll give it a get creative when we can here. It's been a relatively even game so far. We're having more of it, but we're not getting shots on target. So that does suggest that perhaps we're just shooting from anywhere. Let's try and demand more as McKenna stands over the ball. Vazquez has it now. What can he do? Long way in field for the left back, mate. Madio, ball forward there for Mabry. Back to Madio. Looks out there for Ndedi. Ndedi goes past his man again. Ndedi's into the good area there. Fetayap. Oh, how has he not scored that? What a save from Donnarumma, but Fetayap needed to bury that chance. Ndedi with the corner. It's away. Mabry's headed towards goal. Oof. Another corner. Maybe the goalkeeper's unsighted there. We've kicked on here, though. But that'll do it for the highlights. A decent performance from us so far. Nasari out there on the left is not having a great game. Let's try him as an inside forward. Let's try him as a Roman Tur. I do like a good Roman Tur. We've got an attacking fullback behind him in Vazquez. So if he cuts in, that's not a bad thing because Vazquez can overlap. Rambleson gets it across there for Matteo. Is he going to line one up? Puts his foot on the ball. Gets closed down. That's not really the idea there, Matteo. There's a good ball, though. Bogle knocks it down for... Oh! Inside of the post for Ndedi. Oh, so unlucky not to have a half-time lead. But we've done okay there. That was pretty good. Bowen says go out there, prove a point. Keep playing the way you have. The result will come. I think I like that. Everybody's happy with that. The one thing we're not particularly happy with is you there, Mr. Nasari. If we can get a little bit more from you, and maybe a little bit more from you as well, Mr. Mabry. And Vazquez, while we're at it. A little bit more from you, please. But everybody's looking pretty happy. Let's give it a demand more early doors here. I just want to make sure we don't fall asleep after the break. We haven't done that. And I'm looking at Nasari playing a 6-4 and thinking maybe Hudson-Odoi needs to come into this game. Let's take it off, exploit the flanks, and see if that helps us at all. Nasari only playing a 6-3 now. And we're going to say that's probably enough for you. Let's get Hudson-Odoi on. Hudson-Odoi can play as a winger. And do we take Mabry off for Farai? I mean, Vasi could come on for Arp. I mean, Arp's had a couple of really, really good chances, hasn't he? And he hasn't been able to put them away. So we're going to make those changes up front. We're going to bring Farai on for Mabry, and we're going to bring Vasi on for Arp. Just not had a good day today, has he, Fete Arp? Let's hope that gives us that little bit extra sting in our tail up front. Another demand more. Oh, we're going to get a bit of a snooze fest of a second half here. I think we deserve a little bit more than a 0-0 draw out of this one, but it looks as though that's what's going to happen. It's not the worst result. Arp really should have won that game for us, shouldn't he? And you do wonder, I'm going to say unlucky today, boys. That wasn't too bad. And Fete Arp, yeah, you should be switched off, mate. You were disgustingly bad. You weren't at your best. So honours even at the Brentford Community Stadium. That is enough to put us up into second in the league, but a 9-point gap now to Man United. It's looking very, very tough, isn't it? But I tell you what, Brentford second in the Premier League, that's not too bad, is it? Guys, wait right there. I'm going to play through the Bournemouth game. Then we'll be back for some FA Cup football. Okay, welcome back. It is FA Cup 4th round tie. You can see the draw there. Woking is a League 2 club and still going. That's maybe the biggest surprise there. I don't know if it's the biggest surprise that they're still going or that they're in League 2. Another League 2 club there in Swindon is still alive as well. But we're going to Championship Hull City. But before that, Villa's still going as well, which is good to see. And so is Walsall, both our ex and next clubs. Anyway, beside the point. Let's have a quick look and see what happened between the two games. And that was, of course, our Premier League trip to Bournemouth. Suisi gave us the lead. And we quickly went 2-0 up when Scott and Dan combined down the right to set up Omar Nasari. Before Mabry pounced and picked out Farai to make it 3-0. Bournemouth pulled one back in the second half, but we saw out a comfortable victory. So there we go, a nice win that one. I didn't know that Suisi could do a free kick like that, but he does have good free kick taking, 16, so fantastic if he can. Nasari and Farai with the goals as well. I did tweak the midfield a little bit. We tried Rambleson as a deep-lying playmaker, Mabry as the Mazzella, and Farai as the number 10, and it worked. Well, you can see what it did. It worked quite well. We were the better team. We deserved it. They did come back into it second half. Their goal was nice as well, I thought. But otherwise, comfortable win. Quick look at what that means for the league table. Now, Chelsea have sacked Mancini. That's happened after, I think it was after this latest game rather than after our draw with them. But we've pulled out a 4-point gap now on Liverpool. They lost, I think, to Arsenal, didn't they? Yeah. So we are clear in second spot now, which is fantastic. I just have my doubts whether we're going to be able to run down Manchester United or not. But let's put the league to a side and let's focus here on the FA Cup. We are the favourites for this one. Hull City are a Nick Barmby coached team. Now, you may or may not remember, Nick Barmby, we had him in our coaching staff at Walsall in the under-23s. I think he was either the manager or the assistant manager. I can't remember which one it was. But anyway, We gave him his start in this management game. Let's hope he respects us and just quietly goes and loses. But they're an attacking, passing style of football. We're expecting, well, I don't know if this is what we're going to get, but this is how they played last time out against Bristol City. We can see here their heat map. Compact, but a little bit of gap between their defence there. Passing network and key passes are there as well. And this is the team we're sending out. Now, it's an experimental team. It's a very similar team to the one we put out against Plymouth. So we're going to see some new names in this one. Pickford goes in goal. It's Panzo, Rivas, and Mahue as the back three. McAtee, back fit, goes down the right. Vazquez goes down the left. Morrow and Palaversa are in midfield. Hurdle is the number 10. Came through our academy. He did a decent job playing there against Plymouth, so we'll give him another go at it, see how he gets on. Bangura and Matt Keach. We're going to see him up top for this one. Let's go. We do have some heavy hitters on the bench if we need them. Bogle, Garner, Mabry, Sadler, if we can give him some time, and Vassie. So the reinforcements are there, but I'm hoping this team was more than good enough to beat Plymouth, so I'm hoping we'll get something similar from them here. It's another championship team, so there's no reason why it shouldn't be. Bowen says pick up where they left off. Play your game and you'll win. Let's go with that. Try and build confidence and take a little bit of pressure off. We've got who's listening nervously there, McAtee. Come on, mate, you should be better than that. You're a wonder kid. Now, I should say, too, if you're wondering about Matt Keach, it is a Patreon supporter of mine. If you would like to have one of the young regens named after you, there's a link to my Patreon down in the description if you want to go and join up with that. And otherwise, if you are already a Patreon, just let me know who you'd like to have named after you of the regens, and we can definitely look to get that done. But yeah, we'll see how we go here. Ball forward there from Panzo. He finds Matt Keach. Are we going to see a goal on YouTube from Matt Keach? No, we're not. Draws the save, though, over the bar, and let's see if we can go and get one from the corner here. No, we cannot. We have a corner from the other side, though. Rivas to take. Not sure I want a centre-back taking it, and it is Matt Keach with his 4th of the season. Well, there we go. Frank Morrow, one of the other youngsters, he gets the assist with the flick on, and Matt Keach, lurking at the back post, heads in his 4th of the season. He got 1 against Plymouth. He got 2 in the Carabao Cup tie as well. I forget who it was against. But he is proving himself to be a nice little goal scorer in these cup competitions. Obviously, we don't quite need him in the league just yet. Here we go with Bangura. Ball in for Keach. That is a concussion for the defender. It looked like he dove head first at the shot. I'm not quite sure. Just put your chest in front of it, mate. Let's see if we can demand a bit more here. If we could get a second goal. We're not having too much possession. But if we could get a second goal, it would make me feel a little bit better. The front two are playing well, which is good to see. Can we demand a little bit more? We'll take 1-0 at the break then. That's fine. There it is. We haven't had much possession, but not too bad. Don't get complacent, boys. We've got Vazquez here who's doing okay. Palaversa, you're supposed to be one of the experienced heads in there, mate. You're not having a good game, and neither is Hurdle. Are we exploiting the flanks, the middle? What are we doing here? All right, let's get rid of exploit the middle since 2 of the midfielders in the centre of the park aren't having a good game and see if that helps us. It might be a case that they just don't have the space and they're getting caught in possession and all that kind of stuff. So if we change up the way we're playing a little bit, we might see a benefit for that. Here we go. Vazquez with a little bit of space to run into. Can he get a ball? He's gone forward for Keach. He's there. Can he pull it back? He tries. It's blocked away. He keeps possession though, does he? No. Vazquez knocks it down to Hurdle. Hurdle to Morrow. There's another good pass out there for Vazquez. Can he get a cross in? It's Bangura, and it's just over the bar from our young striker on loan. I am having a little bit of a... how do I put this? We're trying to disrupt a number 10 out of their current club in Toulouse in France. If anything comes of that, I will obviously update you. But I'm not quite sure. We can't afford it right now, the transfer fee, but we'll wait and see how that goes. Here we go with Palaversa. I tell you what, not exploiting the middle's paying off for us, isn't it? Palaversa's gone a long way here. Keeper gets the save. Keach picks up the rebound. It's tackled away, and that'll do it for the highlight. And we've got an injury to Bangura. I was just about to say, should we give one of the other youngsters on the bench a go? Trey Cortista. All right, go and have fun doing that. And let's get Hurdle as an attacking midfielder. We don't want 2 playmakers up there. Trey Cortista is essentially a playmaker, isn't it? Just in a different name. So we'll give Sadler another game up there, see how he gets on. I don't think we need to bring Vassie on. Just, we are winning the game. It looks as though it is going to be 1-0. Yet again, we've put out the youngsters. And again, let me know what you guys think in the comments. I think they've acquitted themselves quite well there. A comfortable, as you like, 1-0 win. Rivas again played well in defence, which is good to see. Morrow, man of the match for the youngster. Wonderful stuff. And it is good. What do we say to that, boys? Don't get complacent going forward. So Brentford rise to sea of Hull City. Yeah, it is important that we bring these youngsters through because 3 to 6 weeks, that could be worse. Because even if it's after we leave the club, if Brentford's going to be a European club, you need to have your good young players that have come through your academy in the squad, for numbers basically. So Pickford, Panzo, McAtee and Bangura are being looked at for the next England squad. But that is that. We are done for today, guys. If you have enjoyed that, please do hit thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new. Not Goldfield, a 0-0 and a 1-0, but I think essentially job done. And we'll be back next time for Nottingham Forest, Dean Smith's boys at home in the Premier League, and then Champions League football returns. We host Barcelona in the first leg of our first knockout round. That's going to be tight. That's going to be tense. We might even have a signing or two after the end of the January transfer window. So I'll see you for that one, guys. As I said, like and subscribe. Take care.